You were raised in a small town in South Carolina, and understand you always wanted to act. I'm wondering when you first realized you wanted to do that, and what appealed to you?
When was the first time?
Yeah, I mean, when did you know when you were little?
My mother took me to a play at Limestone College, which is where she graduated, by the way. It's a tiny town. And I went to see this play, and I saw adults on the stage playing make-believe. And I couldn't believe it, that this was what they did, because that was my most favorite game in the whole wide world. I loved to play make-believe. And I would create whole scenarios. You know, I'd get friends together, we'd come up with an idea, would put the whole story together, and then would do it. You know, that was fun. That was my game. And then I realized you could grow up and continue to play make-believe, which is what I do. I do, and they pay me. It's
to be a job.
It's a great job, I'm telling you. It's not easy to always end up get to do it. You know, you might, you know, the jobs may not be easy to get, but that's really what we do. And I say it on set all the time. I'll say to people, like the actors I'm working with, I'm like, can you believe that this is what we do? You know, I mean, it is. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, that's what we do. We play make-believe every day. It's fantastic. You
That's great.
Work.
You don't take it for granted, even now, you know, after all this time.
It's so much fun. It is. It's so much fun, especially when it all goes correctly and everybody gets along and you get in the flow and it's creative and, it's so much fun.
Do you remember the first time you were affected by a piece of art, whether a book, a film, music, anything, where you really felt a deep emotional reaction, as opposed to just being entertained, where you thought, hey, you can really be moved by art?
Yeah, you know, I think...
Or maybe that first performance, do you think you felt some of that?
I think the first performance is when for some reason, seeing them on the stage was more tactile to me. As, I don't know, I didn't stop to think about it on the television, I guess, because it was just there all the time. But when I saw them on the stage doing it really like how we did it, that just was I understood that that's what you could still do it when you grow up.
Right.
That you could still play when you grow up. That's when that really hit me.
Yes, yeah. You had a challenging childhood, including your mother, sadly, being an alcoholic and dying young. I'm wondering where your self-belief came from.
There was something weird inside of me since I was a little girl that was extremely brave. And I love adventure. I would go off because she was drinking a lot of times. She wasn't paying attention. But I remember I would walk for miles when I was very young. And I think that helped a lot in that I didn't know anybody in the business. And I had to create everything that got me to where I was because I had no particular tools or resources to understand what to do. I had to make it up as I went along, you know, how to get out in the world and meet people and do everything. I had to put it all together, you know? And I think it was because of my spirit, whatever that weirdo spirit was that used to, I walked downtown when I was 7 years old. Somehow got enough money and brought home some colored chickens too. Which kind of sums me up in a nutshell. That's me.
So you went into modeling and then you got your first acting role in Greystoke, which must have been a huge high, but then you learned Glenn Close was going to dub you because of your southern accent, and that must have been crushing.
I learned Glenn Close was going to dub me after she dubbed me.
Oh,
yeah.
Even once?
Actually,
Yeah.
I flew over and found out I was alone by myself. I had to call my manager and agent and tell them. I don't know. I mean, it was very disorganized, and also I think when bad things happen to you like that, it's almost like an out-of-body experience because you're so devastated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was not fun. That wasn't fun. That was not a highlight of my life.
No.
But The miracle is that I overcame it.
Well, that's what I was sort of working up to, is that, you know, it was very hard for you after that. You were in St. Elmo's Fire, but, you know, you kept studying really hard, but
Yeah.
for a while not much was happening. So you could have just given up because you had a successful modeling career.
Oh, yeah, I could have just stuck with
what
that, been
motivated
fine.
you to keep going through that?
It's so funny, but the answer is this. I immediately thought about my grandchildren and what I was going to tell them. And I tell this to people all the time, but I have to tell you, it's the honest truth. It went through my head way back. It went through my head in London, like when I found out that day. I processed everything. I knew what was going to happen. I knew what I had to deal with. I knew what a hurdle was going to be, but that I was going to have to fix this. It was not going to be my legacy. Yeah. Not for me, for the public. I didn't really care about the public. That was I was going to be able to handle that because I knew that was going to be very shameful. I knew that they were going to have a heyday with me. I knew it was going to be horrible. So I sussed that out that first day. But the only thing I really cared about were my grandchildren. I still don't even have grandchildren, but hey, when I do, guess what? I get to tell them.
Yeah, that's a very inspiring story.
Yeah.